at it.
Every year, the Heisman Trophy is given to the best player in college football. Of the last 7 winners, 5 have gone on to be number 1 overall picks in the NFL draft. It is the most prestigious award in all of collegiate athletics, and is an indicator of rare talent, with 10 of the winners currently being in the Pro Football Hall of Fame and 7 being NFL MVPs.
And now, let's turn to our Heisman Watch.
The current favorites for the award are some of the most well-known names in college football. Miami quarterback Cam Ward, Colorado two-way player Travis Hunter, Oregon quarterback Dylan Gabriel, Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty, and Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart. These 5 players, perhaps with the exception of Ashton Jeanty, have been in the running for the Heisman since the beginning of the season, with most of them being touted as first-round picks. However, the player with the 6th best odds is nowhere to be seen on any draft boards and has seemingly come out of nowhere. Kurtis Rourke of the Indiana Hoosiers has quietly had one of the most efficient seasons in college football, throwing for 2,200 yards, 19 touchdowns, and only 3 interceptions. But how did he get here, and where did he come from? Kurtis Rourke was born and raised in Oakville, Ontario, Canada, alongside his older brother Nathan. Both brothers quickly proved to be standout quarterbacks, with Nathan attending Fort Scott Community College in Kansas for a year before transferring to play football at Ohio. Nathan would become a legend for the Bobcats, leading them to 3 straight bowl wins before going on to play in the CFL and having some minor stints with NFL teams. He's currently only 26 years old, so it's still early in his career, and it'll be interesting to see if he can get back onto an NFL roster. But that brings us to his little brother, Kurtis. Kurtis saw his brother become a legend for Ohio and decided to follow in his footsteps, committing to play for the Bobcats. He would redshirt in 2019 and become the starter during the COVID year, where Ohio only played 3 games. Rourke would have a decent year in 2021, but would really break through in 2022, throwing for 3,257 yards, 25 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions. He would take a step back statistically in 2023, but this wouldn't stop Indiana from picking him up in the transfer portal to be the first quarterback under new head coach Curt Cignetti. At the time, this was seen as a solid pickup for a team rebuilding, but not someone who would light up the Big Ten, with no preseason Heisman watch list having any mention of him, and no sportsbook even offering odds on him to win the award. And to be fair, I don't think anyone could predict what he and the Hoosiers would do this year.
Kurtis Rourke and all the newcomers for Indiana. First impression's a very strong one, 31-7 over FIU.
Indiana improving to 2-0 in this young season.
And dominate start to finish at the Rose Bowl, 42-13.
The most explosive scoring offense through 4 games.
End up with a 14-point victory.
Congratulations on the great start for IU.
Indiana improves to 7-0. That's how special this is. And it's special for everybody.
From down 10-0 to 47 consecutive points to keep that record perfect and move to 9-0.
Despite picking up a thumb injury and missing the second half against Nebraska and the entire game against Washington, Rourke still finds himself 22-1 to win the Heisman, right above the likes of Shedeur Sanders and Jalen Milroe. Rourke has benefited from IU's schedule, which ranks at the bottom of the Big Ten and 103rd at the FBS level. But I think that argument is a little unfair. Sure, they haven't played a ranked team, but they have completely dominated every team they have played up to this point, which is all you can ask. If he can play well and pick up wins against Michigan and Ohio State, it would be hard to argue against him at least being a finalist. Missing time could come back to haunt his chances, because he finds himself trailing the quarterbacks above him in passing yards and touchdowns. But even if he can't pull it out, I think it's pretty damn cool that a quarterback for a team as historically bad as the Indiana Hoosiers is still in this conversation in Week 11. Stories like this are why I love college sports. Where else can a 2-star MAC quarterback coming out of Canada, being overlooked by everyone, establish himself as one of the premier quarterbacks in FBS and a hero at a school he's only played 8 games for? The Ohio State-IU game on November 23rd is one of the most anticipated games still yet to be played. And I think it'll show if Rourke and the Hoosiers can live up to their 8th position in the AP poll and the college football playoff rankings. A win there all but ensures Indiana's participation in the Big Ten championship, barring a collapse against either Michigan or Purdue. I'll be extremely interested to see just how far he can take this team. Thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.